What's going on, everybody? It's Amma Jamma here. I'm going to go over a couple setups I am watching this week for some possible real nice swing plays. First one we've got is Tesla. As you can see on Tesla, we are pulling back right now on the hourly and on the 4-hour, but we are breaking this clean wedge here. We have a very, very clean wedge. Let me make these lines thicker so you guys can see them. And we have that wedge break. So what we're watching is the retest of the wedges we're getting right about now and a secondary push. So really what I'm looking for is the first hourly candle to close above 186.40. When we get an hourly candle close above 186.40, I like some July 19th swings for an impulsive breakout. All of these have fantastic volume, so of course I'm not overly concerned about which ones you pick. However, for me, I'm not going past the 200s as far as going out of the money or not. So I'm really liking this on Tesla. I like the day trade too, to be honest. We're getting that pullback now, and like I said, 186.40, 186.50, break and hold for that strong push. Let me check a couple of these. Next, we have Carvana. Actually, Carvana, we're getting a signal right now, guys, for our day trade. I was looking at this Carvana at the break and the hold of 121. This wick high here, we're actually getting a Carvana day trade set up right now. As I already went over on the Discord and everybody listening live, that is our trigger for Carvana right there for an impulsive breakout. This is one that's been very strong. It pushed about 5-6% yesterday, and it's following through and pushing again right now, which is incredibly strong. As far as volume on the contracts, we have great volume on the 125s. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, I'm already up 12% on my contract that I literally just bought 1 minute ago. It just popped up and came back down. Let's be very, very careful with this one. This can really wreck people. So what I would look for Carvana at this point is a 15-minute close above this wick high, which is about 121.50. That's what we want to see for Carvana in general. And if you took the trade, great. We're up about 15% already as I was talking to you guys taking that. But as far as the swing trade goes on Carvana, because I am recording right now, we've got a very interesting setup here. We're getting very close to, that 125 area, which for me is a big bite. But for short-term swings, the break of 122 with a hold, we could play this up to 125 very easy. As Carvana starts to heat up, it shoots through these zones very, very quickly. So it's definitely something to watch and looks quite interesting. Next, we have eBay, which is another one trying to break through an interesting level. If we get a break and a hold of $55, I'm talking, let's say, a 4-hour candle above 55, I do think we could blow the top off that 155.69. I'm not as worried about that area. This really is the area I'm looking at because this was just a volatility top off. And that I'm more interested in the $55 area. If we look at the weekly chart on this, as we can see, things really start to get interesting after that. I mean, we've got a clear path to 57.70, which is about 5% in a fantastic little short swing trade. So I went over Tesla. I went over Carvana. I went over eBay. And the fourth one finally is Mara. And this is a really that's not this chart, sorry. We're looking at Mara, which is a really great looking chart. It's kind of pushing as we're speaking right now. I already wrote oh my gosh, Mara's absolutely ripping, guys. I'm not sure how many of you bought at the riskier entry or not, but we are already up about 15% on entry 1. And we want to hold this area. So if we look at Mara, we can see that we do have this wedge, but at the same time, even playing up to the top of this wedge can be a very, very interesting trade. We've got this line, even if I pull it down to the most touch points right around here, We have a very, very clean path up through at least $20 and higher. Once we break $20.25, that's when things get really interesting. And I start to get really excited for a true breakout. For me, what I'm looking at on crypto and on Bitcoin is we want to see a hold of 60,500. All right, so if you could see in this area here, we've got two entries. We've got the play up to this trend line. All right, that's play number one. That's our short-term higher risk trade. All right, and then we've got play number two, which is the wedge break. So we have two different setups there, and it could be a splash of both contracts for like July, and then the breakout above, say, $20.30, $20.50, right about here. That's when I would get probably some August. I would say August. Of course, it's dependent on what Bitcoin does overall. And Bitcoin does make me a little nervous because it looks like a little bit of a bear flag going on if we put on the hourly here. However, we're starting to break out of the level where I would be that nervous about bear flag. And if we look at the daily, this is a nice support line. All right, so wait and see what happens with this inside candle. I want to close more than halfway up the candle, which is right about where we're at now. I want to close above 62K, and we don't want to lose 60,500. So that's 4 swing trade setups that I really like. Thank you guys, and I'll be back with more videos.